and welcome to episode number 26 of Tally Benchwarmers. This is your unofficial, definitely non-expert take on the latest in local and collegiate sports. This week we're going to backbench. We got some college basketball to talk about. We got, FSU and FAMU softball and baseball. And we might even throw in a couple of words about the FSU football team. And so with me on the bench, I am David Mullins. With me on the bench is Adrian Andrews. Adrian, how you doing, bud?
What's up, man?
Sports reporter extraordinaire.
Yeah, I'm back in this chair.
You're
this
back.
time,
You're
so,
back.
I mean,
Yeah, Adrian, you took the lead last week, right?
Yeah.
How did it feel? How did it feel to be in the big chair?
It was crazy, man. I just felt like but I got popular over the weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I had folks asking for autographs and all day.
Did they really?
Man. I was signing them left and right, and then I woke up. So it was a dream.
Okay. I thought maybe you're walking around the sign and say, "I am not Diddy." So and I have no idea what that means, but yeah. Okay, with me in the studio is Jennifer Tappan, CFO here. Hey, Jen.
Hi.
You're sitting over there. You're
I
sitting on
am.
that side of the desk.
I am.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that because we got a loafer here, Eric Carter, Assistant Chief Engineer. He's calling in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because he got to work a late shift tonight. He didn't want to work a 16-hour shift, come in for the podcast.
That's what he says, but I think it's us.
Yeah,
I
well,
think we're
Everybody's
the
boarding
problem.
a plane right now.
Well, if you got to sit next to this character for
Yeah.
more than like 10 or 15 minutes, I can understand.
He'll
So
rub
if I
off.
call in sick
Yeah.
next week,
Maybe
you'll,
so.
you'll know
He'll
why.
rub off.
Hey,
so.
Eric, we'll quit making fun of you. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, guys. I'm at an undisclosed location. Safe from the possible storms that we have.
Yeah, be careful out there.
Yeah, we just got a shelter-in-place warning.
We are recording this podcast on Monday morning, the 7th of April. A tornado warning for generally parts of the Tallahassee region. Looks like there's something coming directly towards the WFSU studios.
Yeah, we just got a shelter-in-place.
If you see us duck under the table, we may do that anyway. But if you see us duck under the table, you know something bad is about to happen. Hey, before we start talking sports, though, I got something to talk about. You will notice that both Adrian and I have some special caps, TLH, ATL, and did you know Adrian? He was in Wisconsin over the weekend.
Wow.
Flew back. This is what I heard, at least. Flew back and what they had, the people in Wisconsin, they gave him the wrong cap. See, whenever I travel, man, I get the TLH cap coming back home, so they'll know where to get. They'll know when I'm supposed to get off the plane.
They drop me off.
They know how to steer him and help him get to where he needs to go.
Yeah.
He's like
So
a lost puppy.
how did you make it back to Tally? Is what I want to know.
I'm not sure, but the drive and the way getting back, I took an Uber all the way from Atlanta all the way back. So
man.
but I stopped by to the souvenir store. They had these. Didn't have any Tallahassee caps, but
TLH. What? I just want to know what the hell that Uber cost was from Atlanta to Tally. That was.
Listen, I put in a lot of overtime, so.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Don't be putting in an expense report for that.
If anybody else is confused.
No expense report for that. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, Jennifer, you may have to wait till you see that request.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, enough fun, and let's talk a little water cooler sports, as they say. Just wanted to, we're out of the Coach Ham era. Mm-hmm. We're into the Coach Laux area. I did see over the weekend that we're bringing in a French forward named Thomas Bassong from the elite overtime elite.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's
with a name
good.
like that, you're good.
He's got to be good. I can imagine he's got width. And because that's what I think. I'm not sure how many of the past or current players are still going to stay. We've lost a lot of folks, a lot of guys to the portal already.
Right.
But I know AJ Swinton, I think, is committed to play. He's like AJ. They called him like the next Terrence Mann as far as how his wingspan, speed, and everything else. And so that will be. I'm not sure that we know exactly what kind of offense Lax is going to run. But talking about Terrence Mann, he's like now the assistant GM. He's FSU's doing that sort of thing, right? Where some colleges are bringing in alums from the NBA to kind of fill that, have that role, and I'm not sure what that's going to be.
He was with the Sixers, right? I liked him with the Sixers.
I think he played with the Clippers. I'm not sure. I think he got traded to the Hawks just most recently. Terrence Mann, I think he's playing with the Hawks right now. So
that is correct.
Oh,
see,
wow.
we're keeping out the FSU
Yes,
expert.
Lord.
Right.
Yeah. Who is that? Who spoke those words?
That is correct.
Those words of wisdom.
The voice in the sky.
The voice.
I'm looking for you.
Yeah, we'll just look up.
He's coming with a tornado.
Yeah. He just went by. Yeah. So, Eric, was I correct on all those comments?
Yes, you were. He was
that's a
drafted by the
first.
Clippers, and then he got traded to Atlanta just this season.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, I hope to see some good names, some good players come in, and don't know again. Eric, do you know if Daquan Davis is staying with the team? Or is he
They haven't announced anything yet. So as of now, I will say yes because they haven't announced that he's
I haven't seen
into
anything.
the portal or anything like that. So
some positive news on the basketball front, and on the women's side. I mean, I know we're all depressed. At least I am about Tanaya Latson.
Yeah.
But I think they just signed a young lady. Eric, do you remember who that is?
I can't remember her name off top. I was trying to find some information on her.
I've been looking real quick.
For some reason, this
myself.
week has been kind of sketchy on female basketball so far.
Yeah, well, Soleil Williams is who we signed.
Okay.
And so it's from Cincinnati, I think maybe. So we've got some signees on both sides. We do have some. Let's hold off on that and the NCAA stuff because that's going to be because
there's rumors about Latson probably going to LSU
or South Carolina.
South Carolina talks.
I bet Gino wants her to come to UConn now too.
He wants her to come out that way.
Yeah. So LSU might be an interesting connection for her. But before we talk about any other sports, we got to give Eric a chance to talk about volleyball, right? I mean, this was a big weekend here in Tallahassee. We had volleyball, we had tennis, we had baseball, we had softball, right within like a quarter-mile circumference for all those. So, how did the lady volleyball team do? And I know Jennifer is really up on this too. She was telling me about it.
Absolutely, I was.
Yeah, you want to say that, and then we'll check with the Lord to see if we're right.
Why don't I give him the stage?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got Eric. It's all yours, man.
All right. The ladies beach volleyball team, those Lady Knowles, I love them. They are ranked number 5 in the nation. And this weekend we hosted the Unconquered Invitational. Number 8, Texas came into town. Number 10, LSU, USF. Number 15, FAU, Florida Atlantic University, which is down south from us, and Boca Raton, and South Carolina came into play. Our women are awesome. I'm going to tell you that. That's just my precursor right now. I just love lady sports anyway.
Yeah.
But we dropped the first game to number 8 Texas, 3-2, because Texas, they're a good powerhouse team.
Mm-hmm. They play a lot of beach and volleyball in Texas. I came from San Angelo out. All we had was dirt, but we called it the beach.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Then in the second game on Friday, we beat number 10 LSU for the second time this season because we beat them in the first meeting that we had with them and out in Hawaii. Like we said, we need to go out there with the girls in Hawaii. So we split the first day. Then the Saturday we started with a 4-1 win over USF. Then a 4-1 win over USF, a 5-0 win over Florida Atlantic, and a 5-0 win over South Carolina.
See, that's what we're used to is those skunks. Yeah. Yeah.
So we did excellent, and so I think we'll keep our number 5 rating, even though we dropped the first game to Texas. But Texas is a really good team, so I don't feel bad about that. Next up for our ladies They travel out to San Luis Obispo, California, to play in
San Luis Obispo. San Luis Obispo, I think.
Sound like they got him in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in the desert.
I'm good for beating up names, so just
stand in line, man. Take my beer, hold my beer.
Absolutely. And then we got USC in that tournament, Stanford, Cal, and a team to be announced. Then after that, we get into the CCSA Coastal Conference play.
Ooh.
And that's on the 25th and 26th in Baton Rouge. And then the NCAA tournament starts May 5th through 2nd in Gulf Shore, Alabama.
I just want to know, do y'all know what that TBA team is? I haven't told y'all yet. Y'all know what that TBA team is? And it's the Benchwarmer team.
Nice.
I just got us registered.
I got to stretch.
I think I got to
get my groups together.
I think we might be a part of that company.
That's why David trained so hard over the weekend.
That's right, man. Over the weekend, I was working out and then I did some yard work. And last night I felt like dying, but my whole body.
He's getting ready for the tournament.
I am training. I mean, I am in training now for that tourney.
Yeah, I went on a struggle run.
Did you?
A 6-mile struggle run on Saturday morning.
And did you make it 6?
Yes, but I did not run the whole time.
Okay. So
it was a struggle.
Yeah.
So you did the struggle run walk?
Yes, I was. Yes.
Was there a crawl involved or not?
No, there was no crawling
crawl?
this time. Thank goodness. First time in a while that I've had to walk during that run, but
Hey, speaking of running,
we're going to be awesome.
Yeah, speaking of running, by the way, over the weekend, some news about some of our distance runners at the Stanford Invitational.
Yeah,
we had 5 runners, men and women, that posted top 10 FSU of all time times.
Yeah. We had the 2 guys were Zach Cloud for the 5,000 meters and Zach Leachman for the 10,000 meters, and then for the girls, we had Vicky.
Whoa, what is that?
I don't know her last
name. We may have to bleep what she just said.
No,
be careful, Jason. Our video guy and
she got it for the 5,000 meters. Emily Brown got it for the 3,000 meters, and Brooke Mullins got it for the 3,000.
Yeah, but those 3,000 was a steeplechase. Man, the steeplechase it's just such an interesting run.
That would be so
really
much
is.
fun.
Yeah,
really
I would probably
do the dunk in the water thing.
Every steeplechase I have ever seen.
That's part of it. I always wondered what that was. Every time because I don't know in high school when I ran, it wasn't no one did it.
No one did it. Yeah,
but it was just sitting there full of water, but I never really knew what it was about.
You would run around it.
Yeah, I was just running around it. I just never knew what it was.
Do they have the bushes like they have in the horse
races? No,
they don't have bushes. You have to jump over. I would just run right through the bushes.
So what's the purpose of it?
What is the purpose of that? I mean,
the water part. Yeah.
Well, I think I don't know why. Is it to cool your feet off? Is that why you sit?
No,
in the
it's
water?
just hard.
It's just hard.
Okay.
It just makes it harder.
Just an obstacle.
Yeah. It's like the mud runs and the obstacle run. The mud runs and the obstacle runs.
You learn something new every day.
I ran just some sprints when I was when I was young and in junior high school. But anything more than like 100 yards, and we didn't have meters back when I was a kid. It was all yards.
Yeah, that type of a measurement wasn't around.
You remember that, Eric? Yeah. Adrian looked at me like weird, like what are you talking about?
Yeah, guys out there with rulers and yardsticks probably out there trying to measure for you.
We had the 100-yard dash. Things like that. The 1x1, the 4x1, things of that nature.
And I remember, when I was like in 4th. We're really getting off topic, aren't we? But I don't care. When I was like in 4th grade, we had this all-city thing. It was a 60-yard dash, and it wasn't even on the track. It was on the football field. It was a 60-yard dash.
I thought you were going to say the dirt road or something.
It was
I had to run uphill both ways.
But I will tell you, football fields in San Angelo, Texas, were mostly dirt. That is but it was on the football field. So so. We are ready to get to talking about something else because
listen.
What's that?
I saw a video of Watson from University of Florida's offensive line.
Okay.
running the 40.
Oh, yes.
It was
that big-
amazing.
He's like 400 pounds, isn't he?
464 pounds, and he was
464.
getting it.
He ain't running no 40.
He was
I'm
getting
about to see
it.
this video.
Yeah, it
It
was
is.
amazing. I was
You know,
totally impressed.
It was a 12.4 40, but
No,
he
I
ran
think-
it. No, I'm joking.
I think it was 5 something. I mean,
was
it wasn't
sub 6.
bad.
I know.
Yeah.
It was a sub 6.
5,
I do remember that.
Yeah,
so.
it was
I'm gonna tell you how
incredible.
He ran so
Yeah.
fast. He ran so fast because they had biscuits and gravy the other day.
They were like, in the dog races where they dangle a carrot. It was
Oh,
biscuits
that's
and
funny.
gravy.
Biscuits and gravy. Yeah. Biscuits
That's
and gravy.
terrible. He did so good.
Oh, man.
All right, we'll stop.
So we'll stop. Yeah, we're gonna pivot to
Fine, Taylor.
some other sports. But before we get to FSU sports, I got to do this though. It's the war chant. It's like Pavlovian. I have to do this.
Yeah.
But before we talk about FSU and softball and baseball, let's talk about the basketball that just happened over the weekend and tourneys that we just weren't playing in. Right? It was the women's Final Four and then finals and then the men's Final Four.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to go on the record. I want to change my prediction for the women's championship to UConn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Can I do that?
I mean, it's kind of late.
Oh, shoot.
It's the bench warmers, and you're the chief bench warmer. You can change.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
you might be on to something. I heard they won.
Yeah. and they won big.
Don't take it to Vegas though,
No,
guys.
don't take no. UConn. We were talking about this like a week ago. Yeah, it was about a week ago, right? And I don't think any of us picked UConn to win the tourney. But
No.
then if you look back and see how the heck they were just stomping.
Yeah.
I mean, crushing.
That was defense.
their
That was straight
opponents.
defense. They was outplayed,
Yeah.
outsmarted South Carolina, like to a point where I don't even know. I mean, gosh, I almost felt bad for Coach Don.
Yeah.
It-
I almost felt bad for her.
Yeah, I saw after the game. It took her a while to kind of come over and give the UConn coach a hug, but they were both smiling. She was
Yeah.
like, and she was really classy.
Phenomenal
I think,
coach.
with-
Yeah, I love
very
I love
classy
Coach.
with her.
Yeah.
With her post. Paige Buchers, National Player of the Year finalist, and had 17 points.
Awesome.
Sarah Strong,
Probably get a number one pick.
yeah, probably
Yeah.
will. Yeah, is Sarah Strong a senior also? Eric, do you know?
No, I think she has one more year.
And then Azi Food, both game high, 24 points each. I mean, that's
And all three of them, like combined, they outscored like the entire South Carolina roster by like 65 points.
Yeah.
Like just the three of them scored 65
65
points.
points.
That's
and then-
insane.
and then, yeah. 12th national title for UConn, and it's one of those where you don't bet against a team or something. Maybe the UConn women. I remember that back in UConn women's were every year winning national championships.
They're like
They were like the old UCLA basketball.
They were,
team.
yeah. So I couldn't change my prediction on that. But now we've got a final coming. We're recording this on Monday again in the middle of a tornado warning here, and I'm looking around. No, nothing's flying around yet. But Monday night tonight is the men's final.
Go Houston.
Houston Gators.
Houston Gators.
Saturday was a day of really great men's basketball. Both of those games down to the wire, and very competitive. Who would have thought that Houston would beat Duke, though?
Well, I think it's
Except for the Houston
way. I
players,
think it's
yeah.
the way that they
Yeah.
won the game. I think it was more like surprising. Wasn't that sort of like a comeback type of?
It was. I mean,
okay.
in the last,
Yeah.
like in the last 90
Duke
seconds.
choked. So I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's what's really surprising.
Yeah.
Is that we typically don't see Duke
Yeah.
of all teams, sort of just fall off a cliff. It
Yeah.
seemed in the final, quarter there. It's I don't know, like, but
Duke
I
went
mean,
into a sleep mode the last 6 minutes of the game.
Well,
Yeah.
they didn't score. They only scored one field goal in the last 13 minutes. Wasn't that what I saw?
yeah.
And then in that last 90 seconds where they were still up by 3 or something.
They were up by 3 with 93 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Then they were up by 1 with 34 seconds to go, and they lost.
That inbounds pass that got interrupted by Houston, and they got turned around and sank the shot. And I'll tell you, that was a heck of a game. But also the Florida game. I mean, Auburn would not go away, And
no.
Charles Barkley really looked sad after the game. Did you see any footage of him? He was just had his head hung low, and as the players coming off the and going to the locker room, he just shaking their hand, patting him on the back. But Charles looked pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a
But,
lot to make Charles feel bad. Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking about it. You make it to the championship game, especially like when we talk about Coach Don Staley. You lose, but you had an excellent season.
Yeah, you really did.
Yeah.
There's only much more to look forward to for this next year. Your next season is like, we know that we're more than capable, to make it to the final dance. So
Walter Clayton Jr. though, even for you Gator haters, you gotta admit, man, that kid's special.
Yeah.
He's a special player. What do you think? Is he a top 5 pick, Eric?
Yeah, I would give him a top 5 pick. He actually has the intangibles to actually, be a changer on a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to go back to your statement of having to give him credit, being a swamp lizard hater, I will always go against those swamp lizards, but I give credit to individuals.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks. Who's you're picking
Houston.
the Gator? Oh no,
Obviously.
you're picking
Lord.
Florida. You said
No.
Okay, you're
Never.
picking Houston. Okay,
Houston.
And Adrian, who you going for?
I'm going for Florida because it's a Florida school.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're having this debate here, this question.
no,
I mean,
I asked Adrian earlier, I said, if it was us, would Florida root for us? And the answer is no.
I don't know. I know some Florida alums and people who are actually at the University of Florida right now that would root for us. Yeah, but we haven't been in this position though. So,
Yeah, that's true. I know, that's very true.
it's a moot point, right? Not even close. They haven't even sniffed it in the men's side. So who do you're pulling for Florida? Who do you think will win? That's the
so
idea.
I guess I think Houston will win because I believe Duke, to me, is a better squad than Auburn's, right? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
However, like I said, I'm going for Florida. So
Yeah, and I guess I'm last on the bench here. Yeah, as I told you, I'm from Texas. Have I drilled that into
this
y'all's
ain't
brains?
Texas.
Yeah, so
I think you might have mentioned
this ain't
that in
Texas.
passing.
Yeah, Houston. Yeah. Okay, so. And I've got family in Houston and all that. So right now, I wouldn't be upset with either team if either team won.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason that I would be pulling for Houston more than Florida is that it would be their first national championship. Right. And Eric is the only one old enough, I think, here to remember the was it 83, 84, the NC State upset over Phi Slama Jama.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
I
so
remember that.
that was the year that NC State was just the Cinderella team.
Yeah, they had to run out the tournament in the ACC just to make
Anyway,
the
sorry.
NCAA field.
Yeah, and that the Houston team that year it had Akeem Olajuwon, had Clyde Drexler. You're talking
We're
about
talking with a whole bunch of old men.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Senior
Yeah.
citizens.
See, you know what they were whispering?
You're
Did you hear
one
what they
birthday
were
away
whispering?
from saying "daggum" like every single sentence.
Yeah.
I feel like
Dadgum. Yeah.
"daggum" is going to be
Listen,
your. Like,
dadgum is in my vocabulary.
Well,
see,
Yeah.
that's our
it's
too late.
in mine too, but
It's-
because of Bowden, Bobby Bowden.
Yeah,
See,
but
it's too
not
late.
because you're old,
See.
right?
I'm getting there.
They're giving us a hard time. They're whispering over here like I was just born and things like that.
I was born in '83, so
Oh,
I don't.
goodness.
You
I don't
that?
remember
Yeah.
that game. I don't. I'm sorry.
Man, I don't even want to know when you were born, man. Yeah,
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
99.
Oh my God. My youngest daughter was born in '99.
We had this talk before.
Yes,
I mean,
we
but
do.
It's
But
okay.
and it's depressing every time we have this talk.
It's all right, daggum.
Let's. Dadgummit, we have.
Hey, Adrian, I'm gonna let you know how old I am.
Uh-huh.
In '99, I was sitting off the coast of Iraq,
Wow.
waiting for 2000 to come in because they thought the Y2K crash was going to
remember
crash
Y2K.
all the computers.
Yeah, I remember Y2K. Yeah, yeah. That
Yes.
was,
So,
I remember I was in high school.
I think
and-
I think Y2K was the first time that fake news came to play. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
and at that
And
point, I
I'm
was
trying
in
not
the
to
Navy
get
for
political.
12
I
years.
shouldn't get political. Man, can we edit that
That
out?
was
That
fake
should
news.
Yeah, we well, I think it was only fake because it didn't happen, but everybody thought it was going to. So, and I don't wish any
Everybody's
harm.
computer had to be Y2K
That's right,
compliant.
exactly.
Yeah.
Man, talk about going down a rabbit hole that has nothing to do with sports. Yeah, I have to apologize.
What?
I have to apologize to Taylor Cox, who I asked with this head nod earlier to hit the war chant because I don't know why, but now we want to talk about FSU football. So even without the war chant, oh, there it is. I was going to say, thank you, Taylor. You bailed me out, man.
Taylor is patient and kind.
He is patient, kind,
Tolerant.
three things that I'm not. I don't know. So FSU, we're going to pivot to what we like to call, or at least this is what Jason Acuna, our producer, likes to call America's favorite pastime, which is softball.
Softball.
Yeah, softball.
Of course.
Well, in this town, softball is a favorite pastime, and the ladies, although they haven't had what am I trying to say, man?
I don't know.
What am I trying to say? But bail me out, man. Bail me out. We won the. That's all, folks. Yeah. So we won the series against Virginia.
There
Is
you
what I was
go.
trying to say.
There you go. You got
Okay.
it.
Yeah, thank you. My God. Yeah.
Do you know who won that series?
Who?
Angeli Buenos.
Oh, you said
Yeah,
it.
She
yeah,
did.
I said it.
You
I had
did
to have,
good.
I had
You
to have
did.
the translator and speak to them
it
before.
It worked well. Yeah.
Angeli Buenos.
She had a couple of dingers, right? Did she not?
Did, but
Or maybe
her
more.
Grand Slam.
Oh, she had a grand slam.
Her Grand
Was
Slam
it a walk
gave
off?
FSU. Yeah.
That was her.
FSU.
Wasn't that her first ever career home run?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, but that won the game. That literally clinched the series
Yeah.
over Virginia.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Crazy, right?
And again, we were both baseball, men's baseball, and women's softball were here in Tally same day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that complex over there. I mean, we probably had because the beach volleyball had to have been just packed, right?
For sure.
For sure. With tennis was packed. And then softball and baseball probably had half as many people as we had at some of the FSU men's football team games last season. I did not say that. Yeah. But anyway, so the latest softball ranked number 10, right?
Yeah.
We did beat number 4 Florida since we last saw each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go,
boy.
Lady Knowles.
Yeah, boy, it's
Not just beat them, we shut them out.
Yep.
yeah. St.
At
Mary's.
Joanne Grass.
We got another conference series against California coming up this week. So, go Lady Knowles.
Yep.
And Angelina
Before we get to
Buenos.
that, they got a game against St. Mary's.
Oh, St. Mary's. I'm not familiar enough with St. Mary's to know whether they're good or not. Are they good?
Everybody's roadkill for our team.
Oh,
man,
okay.
Wow. That's it's like a mic drop moment, right?
Yeah.
If I had a mic to drop, I would do
Now,
it
if
for
we come
you.
back here the next show and there's a L in that column there, I'm blaming Eric.
That's right, man. Getting a little too confident, huh? But the men's baseball team, they hosted Wake Forest this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Not so good. Not so good, right?
Yeah,
We
they had a
got
tough time.
run ruled 2 games in a row, Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday. That's tough.
We've been on fire.
We have been.
And we needed to cool down. So we took a little break.
Eric, what is your reasoning behind that? Is it close to being on fire? We needed a break, or did sometimes it's just matchups too, right? It just
No, we got that old fashioned behind the woodshed whooping.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah, the men did something they hadn't done all season. They lost the series
Yeah.
to start with.
I mean, at least we beat Wake Forest that first game 5-4.
Right.
Yeah.
They lost an ACC series for the
Yeah,
first
that's-
time this
that's
year.
tough, yeah,
And
that's
it's
the
the
tough
first time that we lost back-to-back games.
Yeah. and
So-
lost them in fashion, in
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
record
Ooh.
kind of breaking fashion.
Yeah,
right?
we did.
Run rule both times, 12-0, 17-2.
We're used to being the team that run
We
rules
are.
other
That-
teams.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
That's correct.
I guess
And
we
it-
got a little bit of
and-
karma.
That 12-0 spanking on Saturday, that was the first time we got shut out this year.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we play Florida. We play the Gators tomorrow.
Yes, out in the swamp.
Yeah.
That game is on ESPN2, so I will be rooting for our guys.
There you go. And then Virginia Tech, we got a Virginia Tech series, so we'll be back in conference play. So, you can't win them all.
Nope.
And this weekend was evidence of that. But yeah, can't win them all, but that's okay. Our guys are they climbing, Eric? Are they climbing? Maybe not. Maybe
Not this
climbing?
weekend.
Well, no. Well,
They kind of slid down the ladder a little bit.
you can't climb all the time. I mean, you can't. You got to have a slip of some sort so
Yeah.
you can climb back, right? You can get 2 steps forward and a half a step back. That's kind of what this.
I think that was
maybe
more
is.
than a half a step.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Those two games.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Taylor says hush.
Man, he gave me the I messed up earlier. He gives me the whistle now. But yeah, thanks for bringing in the Rattlers. We are Go Rattlers. We got a little to talk about. Baseball with the and softball with the FAMU team. The ladies are overall 15-7, but they're in conference play 11-4, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier that they just had starting out.
That
Both the
schedule.
men and the women had tough schedules, but they were
yeah.
bouncing back.
That's right.
Indeed. Those Lady Rattlers, they did good. They lost the first game
Against Jackson State, right?
Yeah.
against Jackson State 5-4, but they came back to win Game 2 of the doubleheader 3-1, and then on Saturday they closed it out with a 2-0 win to win that series.
Right.
Nice.
So, and a conference series and staying in conference this week against Alabama A&M.
Here in
So-
Tallahassee.
That should be an easy one.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
say that with confidence because they're actually like
Dang,
6 and
If
9.
we end up with some losses in there, we're going to blame Adrian.
We are.
Well, at least because I went back and looked at Alabama A&M and they're not in too good of a shape, at least in conference play, at least. So I think we got them.
I need to
I-
find a chance to get over to see one of the women's softball and the men's baseball team over at FAMU. I just haven't had had the right opportunity to get over to the fields. I mean, I know where
It's
they're
fun,
playing.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
amazing.
fun.
The atmosphere over there is pretty nice. It's
Yeah.
pretty live over there.
I don't know. One time we got hit by a ball.
Did you really
Said, I
really?
almost got hit by a ball.
Did you have
so
a
I
glove
don't know.
where you
They
weren't-
be
did-
knocking them things out the park. And it just.
Did you have a
So,
glove?
No glove.
You don't get. You know what? You go to any game like that, you gotta have a
I
glove.
probably
man.
gotta bring a
You know, if you
glove.
need to take one of these,
I actually will. I'll
That-
take you
that
one
take one of
doesn't-
these.
That's
Yeah.
super nice because it
Yeah.
doesn't hurt when the ball hits your
Okay,
hand.
because I need a
Because and don't do like this.
Don't do that.
Because if you miss or whatever,
You go-
you'll-
yeah, you
you'll
hit
be-
yourself in the
oh, sorry,
face.
I'm gonna hit the mic here. I'm sorry, Taylor.
now you guys got me worried about going back to it more than.
Well, how are your reflexes? Are the reflexes pretty good for a young man?
Listen, it luckily hit someone else.
Oh.
I say luckily because it didn't hit me.
Luckily,
Probably bad for them.
that's
But,
just
you know,
that's
luckily it
an
didn't hit me.
awful thing to say.
Luckily, it
Yeah.
didn't hit me.
I
Well,
think you should have stayed in
what do
Atlanta,
you want
man.
me to say?
I mean, you
Fortunately,
got the-
it did
I
not
think,
hit
yeah.
me.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Okay. Did your luggage make it back too, by the way, from the Wisconsin trip? Nope. You're waiting on luggage. Okay.
Yep.
Oh well. Okay.
Delayed.
Yep.
That's the reason he's wearing that hat.
That's where he's wearing that hat. The only cap he's got right now, right?
Right.
So the men's baseball team 17-13 overall, but 11-1 in conference.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm
what
talking
They are
about.
doing their thing. They beat Jackson State Friday,
Mhm.
7-3, run ruled them, 11-1 on Saturday,
Yeah.
and then beat them again, 11-6.
11-6.
Yep.
Sweep
Yeah.
the series.
Yeah.
They got a week. They got a game tomorrow against Mercer here
That's
in
tough.
Tallahassee, and then they travel to Mississippi for Mississippi Valley State. They SWAC.
Three game
series.
series there.
That
in
Mercer
Mississippi.
one got me a little nervous there.
Is it?
Mercer's a good team, man.
Yeah, I remember Mercer.
Yes, it is.
Good team.
But
Wait, now one of
that
us is
builds the confidence. You know, those are the out of schedule,
Mhm.
you know, hard games that they need to play. So when they get back as a conference games, they're tested.
I should have done my homework. Did the Knowles play Mercer earlier this season too?
I feel like they
I feel
did.
I feel like I remember Mercer.
We did, and we actually lost a Tuesday game to Mercer.
Yeah,
They beat
see,
us 9-3.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So you
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Adrian gets the gold star, man. He's worried about Mercer.
Yeah,
He
what
is a
about
sports
Mercer?
reporter. So.
He better know. He's a sports reporter. He gets,
What
No
about
pressure.
Ah,
yeah. So who's going to win tonight again, Mr. Sports Reporter? Houston. Who is not who you want to win? Who's going to win? I think you picked Houston. I believe you picked Houston.
Well, I said that Houston
No,
would
it's-
win.
it's
I do
either-
believe Houston will.
Okay,
I do believe they're going to win.
okay.
But he's pulling for the other
I am
team.
going
Yeah.
for UF.
I
I got to be
actually-
the only person who's actually rooting for the quote unquote home team. The state squad.
Yeah, no,
Wait,
I'm
I
rooting
wouldn't
for,
call them a home team.
Well, they are
That's
home,
kinda
home
rude.
state, home
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
You know, I think.
Well, he's wearing an ATL cap, though. So what do you know?
Don't worry
yeah.
about this, David. Stay on top of it.
He's getting that. You know, he doesn't have his luggage,
No.
but he's not hangry. So he got some food this morning
He's-
from Jimmy. It was a Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean's.
Oh man, that's
man.
that's sweet.
I think they can sponsor us, maybe Jimmy
yeah,
Dean's.
yeah,
They're like my go-to.
I
You're
gotta-
trying to get breakfast. You're just trying to get breakfast on the set.
Yeah, that could happen. I guess that could happen. So where were we? Oh, we're talking about. Okay, you're picking
We are
Houston.
at WFSU.
Yeah. Okay. I think the tornado has to
tornado
have
warning.
passed. The tornado has to have passed by now. But so you know what? I think it's a good pick. I think it's going to be a tight game. I actually think Florida is going to pull it out. And again, I'm
Well, good
fine
for
with
them. I
I'm
hope
fine
they
with either. I'm fine with either team
Yeah.
winning. Now you don't want Florida to win, but who do you think's going to win?
Houston.
Okay,
Oh.
Eric.
Here we go.
I'm going Houston all the way.
Okay, you think you want Houston to win, and you think they're going to win.
Yes, I do. That defense that they employed
Okay.
towards the,
Yeah.
that second half,
Yeah.
that was impressive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh.
Oh man, I got the double
So you
whistle.
got your two whistles.
I
Now,
got the double
I didn't
whistle.
get a whistle
I think
last
it's
week, so I
well,
think that
yeah,
says
no.
something.
Yeah,
I think it's because
you
I've
did
been
good.
abusing you about the Atlanta cap, though. I think that's why. I think Taylor is standing up for you.
That's probably so.
Yeah.
I think Taylor's finger slipped.
Yeah. So.
He's
Taylor,
playing the
I think
music.
actually Taylor, his luggage just came in, right? Yeah, which is the okay. The luggage just came in, right? So you're good. You're good to go, Adrian.
Don't go and start
Yeah.
opening it, Taylor,
Yeah.
please.
So that's it. We got to get out of here. Thanks for listening. If you got questions or you want to sponsor us, you can just email us at tallybench@wfsu.org. I want to thank Taylor Cox on the other side of the glass, Jason Acuna making us look good, maybe good. Well,
Aight.
yeah. Y'all look
Alright.
good. Y'all look good. I look old. I look making me look not as old maybe as I really am.
Yeah.
And
Good because I'm not there.
and we'll hope to see all four of us on the bench next week on Tally Benchwarmers.
Get
Thanks.
a dadgum.
Yeah, gummit.